Hey there, folks. Mark Johnson from Tech Snobs. Going to do a head-to-head here. You're going to have the Galaxy S4, latest and greatest from Samsung, going against, the still trucking on older warrior here with the Galaxy Note 2. Both very, very nice devices. I'm starting out doing a little benchmark on them, and I'm also starting out talking about the hardware and design. Now, first off, I'll just run the benchmark because it's really kind of unfair comparison with the numbers. But we're going to see you have a 12,682 quadrant score on the Galaxy S4, which has a quad-core 1.9 Snapdragon 600 processor, which is like the latest and greatest. And you do have a quad-core processor S4 on the Note 2, which is 6,933. So, trying to compare the the processor and so forth at this stage of the game with the Note 2 coming out, last October, being announced last August, getting close to almost a year, is pretty much a no-brainer that the Galaxy S4 is going to win in that department. And in pretty much most speed tests as far as, operating system fluidity and all that good stuff. But looking at the devices, hardware and design-wise, as you can clearly see, they're very similar. Looking at them, you got the power buttons both on the same side. On the right-hand side, you also have the volume rocker on the left-hand side, the micro USB on the bottom, power jack at the top, literally in the same spot. So they're literally carbon copies in a lot of ways. One thing, the Galaxy S4 is, thinner and lighter. You also have the benefit with the Note 2 saying that it's got a bigger battery at a 100 milliamp hour battery versus a 2600 here. Now that's definitely, it's definitely cool from an aspect of if you're a person that needs battery life all day. There's still nothing outside, the Droid Razr Max, or I want to say the Optimus G Pro 2 that just came out has about similar battery life to the Note 2. But between both of these, they're pretty much right on par. But the Note 2 definitely wins that. But for the most part, like I said, I'm not going to really compare hardware too much. It's more like, software. And jumping into the software, kind of give you an idea of who's got the latest and greatest. You got Android 4.12 on the Note, and you have 4.22 on the S4. And, honestly, it's some negligible differences. If you hold the back button down, they both have the multi-window features. They both have a lot of the same features. Honestly, between these two devices, even though I didn't say it was going to be about hardware really, because, Galaxy S4 has a lot newer hardware internals, it really is. It really basically comes down to the screen size. As you can see, 5.5 inch display, 720p versus a 1080p 5-inch display over here. Technically a 4.99, but 5 inches. Also, what you have on the Note 2 is you have the S Pen stylus, which is definitely a nice addition if you're into taking notes and jotting stuff down. It's pretty much a no-brainer, which device you want to use for that, because you only can use the Note 2. I don't even believe the pen doesn't even work at all on the S4. It doesn't have a digitizer and so forth. So that's definitely the perk of the Note 2. Another thing I want to talk about is the price. Now, when the S4 came out, it was $199, and when the Note 2 came out, it was $299. Now I've seen a lot of price drops on the Note 2 lately, making it $199, which makes a lot of sense. Because when you're looking at the screen size, outside of that and the S Pen, and of course the battery, they're literally the same in a lot of ways. So the fact that they've dropped, the Note 2 down in price is definitely a good thing, because in literally every other test and just, day-to-day use, that the S4 is faster. Anything from launching apps, as you can see there. And let's just go to let's open up a website. Let's go to ES. Let's say ES. Let's go to ESPN.com. Let's see. Both of these are on 4G LTE networks. Pretty much, this is Verizon, this is on AT&T. And both are doing, literally just as fast. Web browsing, I can see too much of a difference. It's really more so when it comes to things of, you know, specific apps and performance, and when you start running a lot of things at one time, which one's gonna have the edge, and it's literally, it will be the S4 on that. Another thing, the S4 has got all these different sensors, and you got all these motion gestures, and you know, the software package is obviously more refined with it being, you know, a newer device. So that's definitely pretty cool. And then we're also going to talk about, let's jump right into the camera, which I definitely think, you know, is where the S4 wins handily. I mean, you do both decent cameras, but you do have a 13 megapixel, you know, over here on the S4. And then you also have a lot more modes. You know, in S4, you can go into various modes, and similar to the Galaxy camera, and just slew of features. I mean, you have a lot of decent features here on the Note 2, Smile Shot, Best Face, Best Photo. It's got some nice shooting modes as well. But, you know, overall, when you're comparing the two, you can use Sound Shot, Eraser, Panorama. I mean, it just endless amount of features. And then also you can use two cameras at once when you use the S4. So that's definitely a cool thing in and of itself. So, you know, camera quality, camera features, S4 wins it flat out. So basically, you know, at the end of the day, you know, depending on which carrier you're on, the area you're in, honestly, how they feel in your hand. I mean, I have big hands, and I've always loved the Note 2 as far as the size and screen and all that. But I'm really liking the S4 is just better from an aspect of how it fits in my hand. It's definitely easier to manage, but I'm still looking forward to the Note 3. So obviously don't be surprised once the Note 3 comes out, I'll jump to that. But obviously with the specs, the speed, the performance, the camera features, it's definitely, I give it to the S4 just because of that in itself. And with them both being at the same price, really, unless you have a real need for the stylus or a real need to have an extra half-inch of screen real estate, I definitely think that the S4 is a better buy. So thanks for watching, folks. Be sure to check out the site, tech-snobs.com, for more coverage. Take care.